All right, so here's the deal. I have no idea what I'm doing. Trying to homestead. Trying. Got quite a bit of property out here. I'm trying to make a farm, and I've made every mistake so far. The first mistake, and I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, is my cucumbers died. I don't know if you can see that right there. That's a dead cucumber. Roots are kind of exposed. And I noticed when I planted it last time, we took them out of here, and I wanted to separate them. So I have three of them because we planted three seeds in there, and we put them in the water in the bucket over there, soaked them, and was able to separate them. But I noticed when we took them out of the pot, the roots were all the way down here, but by the time I separated them, they were just barely any roots left because they're so fine and so. Look, there's a single one right there. I didn't notice that. The roots were so fine they just all broke off as I was trying to separate them. So what I'm going to do is what I wanted to do, now that I see this separate one here, is plant this whole thing into the ground where this one was. And what I'm going to do is dig around this here because I have the water come down the trench here and fill in this area. I think that'll help the cucumbers get more water. And I did that over here because this one died. And you can see there's two plants, one there and one right there. So, and this one has a flower on it. It was doing really good in the pot. Of course, it's very yellow, but we'll see if they do better here. So what I did was I just dug around that and then put the whole pot in there. Of course, I took the plastic off. But I did see roots at the bottom of the bowl. So there's the bowl right there. There was roots when I took this out all the way at the bottom. I was real careful not to take the roots or break those roots as I planted it in the hole, so that it'll have a lot more roots to gather water. So we'll see what happens here in the next few days. We'll keep you updated. And we got a little pepper here right next to my cucumber, and I got more peppers. Of course, these are all the ones I separated in the water too. That was a tomato. It's looking pretty rough. Another tomato looking pretty rough. And I just haven't planted anything here yet, but this was a tomato my friend gave me, and it's doing really well. It was almost dead. I got basil, so I got tomatoes, basil. I got a whole bunch of carrots. There's a carrot right there. You can see that little root there, or not root, leaves. Basil, more carrots, more carrots, more carrots, more carrots. We had a ton of carrots. Basil, and then a pepper, and then we have our cucumber. And I know sometimes they say, well, I've heard people say that if you plant a pepper with anything else, it can cause your cucumbers to get hot or tomatoes to get hot. So we're testing that theory. I've got uh, some grapes here. These are just sweet grapes, and this is where they were. They started dying, and reading on the internet like crazy. Oh, the roots don't like to be wet. Well, basically, when it rained or I watered them, all the water would collect in there and stay in there, and it was rotting the roots out. And now they've got some good leaves on them. These are just ones I bought from your local box store there. Then these were kind of special ordered, I guess. This is a Concord grape. Trying to grow this here, and this one died. They were in the bag a little too long. I didn't realize you had to plant them so quickly, but this one ended up living, thank goodness. But I also have some good examples over here too. of my tomatoes. Again, here's a basil. I started putting holes next to them, so I would just water in that hole. Here's my hose, but I water on the ditches and water on the hole on top of the dirt. And I try not to get it on the tomato plants. And these are my these are native to Oklahoma, where I'm at, and they seem to be doing very well. I can't remember what kind of tomatoes these are exactly. They're black tomatoes, I think is what they said. And so this one, this has 2 in it, and this one has, I don't even know, 2 or 3 in it. Maybe only 1. So whatever dominant one was there ended up taking over and killing the other ones, but you can see them right there at the very bottom. They're all kind of twisted, but there's 3 tomato plants in there. But they seem to be doing pretty good. I didn't separate them, so I figured I'd let them just get as big as they can, and then if they start looking pretty bad or something, I'll just take the other 2 and cut them off and be done with them, because I didn't want to separate the roots and everything. They were very tangled up when I was looking at that. So I've got I have no idea what that is. I planted it and I can't remember what it is. And you notice that I didn't really get rid of the weeds. I keep the flowers over here kind of big to attract birds, to attract bees and things like that. The rest of the garden's pretty much mowed, but I was reading some stuff about Amish, and they like to leave the flowers out because it attracts birds and bees and stuff, and that'll help pollinate the plants. And I mean, if these weeds like this get too big, I'll just pull them out or get them out of there. But this is my only, I don't remember what this is. I think it's a cantaloupe. And it's doing very well. Very, very well. Come on, focus. There it goes. It was a little bitty thing, and all of a sudden it started taking off. So my theory is that with this trench system here, well, number one, it's supposed to save a little bit of money, because I was buying mulch from your local box stores, and it was costing an absolute fortune. And so I'm from California, and I remember my uncles doing that. See, that's where the mulch really went to. These 2 holes right here is what filled in all this mess here, but I didn't put any mulch in this at all. It's just red dirt, clay, and somehow it's working. But yeah, let's see here, what else? And I got onions planted everywhere. We just harvested the stems everywhere because we're gonna make some eggs here pretty soon. Had a friend that gave us some eggs. They have chickens, and they've been breeding like crazy over the past 3 years, and he's got so many eggs he can't even eat them all. So they gave us like 7 or 8 dozen eggs, and we've been eating those. And there's our, so you got onions, and another basil there, just from reading, saying that you should put basil everywhere. It's good to keep the bugs or something. I don't remember. But anyways, these are tomatoes, or potatoes, sorry, not tomatoes, potato plants. Now, I've done potato plants before here in Oklahoma, and basically just wait until the tops go through the dirt, and then you bury it. So you see my son was burying them this morning. And by the way, I have 7 kids, 3 grandkids. And so we're really trying to, oh, that's Ranger. We're really trying to and better not step on my plants again, dog. We're really trying to grow something this year to try to save some money. Of course, I have some ash here. If you guys tell me what to do with that. I don't think the acidity is anything wrong with the acidity on what we got going on here. I did make the acidity pretty high on the grapes there. That's just reading the internet, so I don't know what's true or not. But yeah, I can't wait till those. This is an apple tree. Of course, you need to have 2 apple trees in order for it to bloom, or for the blooms to germinate, or whatever you call that. But it was having a real hard time because it was in the dirt too. It was down low. I don't know if you can see that there. I got it mounded up a little bit there, and I'll mound it up some more. They said not to cover the base, but the base is pretty high above the ground, so I might be able to put some more mulch around this and make the roots grow outward like this instead of down, because it doesn't like wet roots either. It started dying. You can see obviously it's been having problems. The bugs have been getting to it. Everything we do is we're trying to do it naturally. I don't want to use a whole bunch of pesticides and things like that. So that's why, again, I have the this is a peach tree, and it's doing really well. It likes it out here. I had it planted all the way in the ground, and it was doing really good. And then I thought to myself, well, you know, I looked on the internet and said, you need to have this above the ground because it doesn't like wet roots either, or it's more hardy anyway. And so anyways, but we went ahead and dug it up, and since we had just planted it about a couple weeks before and mounted up the dirt as well, you see the mound doing pretty good, and it'll get bigger as I find some more mulch. And some of the mulch I'm going to get is, you know, we have all these trees and this kind of stuff here. Under there we have a compost pile. I don't know if you can see my compost pile there. There it is. Yeah, my goats have been getting into it, so yeah, I have goats, by the way. Yeah, so that's what we got going on. We got a whole bunch more plants too. You know, this is completely empty here, but we've got a whole bunch more plants. This is a let's see here. This is a tangerine. It looks like tangerine or something like that. Get it from California, so I was born in California. My dad, that's where my dad's from actually. But my cousins grew these things a lot, so I know they don't do very good out here. That's why it's still in the pot. When wintertime comes, I'm gonna get it out of here. I got my diatomaceous earth, which is food grade. I don't really use that a whole lot out here because I do want some of the bugs, but I put it on him. He's got ticks all over him, but sometimes. That's not my dog, by the way. It's somebody else's. He comes out here every time I come out, and I'll throw some on there. But anyways, and it's food grade, so it's safe for him. He can lick it off if he wants. It's actually good for him. It'll, well, you know, they say on the internet it'll kill the parasites. I got some more, another cucumber. I got a whole bunch of tomatoes. This is kind of how they came out. They don't really get much bigger. There it is. Look at them things. Gonna be like 80 of those in there, and just two little pods, little peat pods. And I'll bet you the roots go all the way down to here, and I'll bet you there's no way I'm gonna be able to separate them. So I might just slice her down the middle and then plant one on one side, one on the other. I got a whole bunch more of these things here. These are the basil. Yep, good for bugs. And another cucumber, obviously. I got a whole bunch of peppers still to plant. I gotta get these in the ground. This was an store-bought onion that I separated. Yeah, don't do that ever. That's all they do is try to bloom and they don't grow. And but they do make these good. These are really good to eat. They tasty anyway. Little scallions or whatever you call these things. like the small onions. Again, a whole bunch of, I don't even know what that is. Probably more cucumbers. My wife likes cucumbers. More peppers. This is what I've had a really hard time with here. This is a blueberry bush, I guess you'd call it. And of course, the other one died. So they came in a packet of 2, and as soon as I bought this here, this one's had leaves on it like this one, but it broke off, and as soon as it broke off, it's like, yeah, I'm done. But this one, it was near where my goats could get to it, and my goat ate the top of it off of there, but it didn't get to, I don't know why they didn't eat the green stuff, but they didn't, and now it's got a new one right there. It's got a new little sprout. And so it's actually growing, which is amazing because I've never been able to get a blueberry bush to grow. Of course, it's in this potato pot because I didn't know it was a potato pot. And hence the little access on the side to get down to where the potatoes are. My wife was like, "What you planted it in that? That's a potato pot?" And I'm like, yeah, okay. Didn't know that. I thought it was like I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, but we put these are more tomatoes. A lot more tomatoes. Of course, I've taken some of them and planted them. But they're looking pretty rough. So I got a lot of those. And but that's what I'm doing. I water the side here all the way down, water the side all the way down, I water the top while it's still seedlings, and until it gets good and established. I'm hoping the roots will go down to the bottom here, and what I'll have to do is fill this trench in on each side, and the roots will get in there and get watered pretty good. It's just dirt piled up on top of dirt, and we just flipped over the weeds and everything and kind of crushed them. And oh, by the way, you know what was really neat here is this in my potato plants. And I don't know, I'm gonna try to do this next year. Of course, this is year 1, 2026. I heard the straw was good for the potatoes to grow in, which they have absolutely taken off. Like these weren't even here like a couple days ago. And they're just going. It's just spreading throughout. But anyways, the straw there, you see it underneath, and we've just been piling dirt on top of it. But if you look at this tomato, this not tomato, onion, which is really neat. Look at that onion. It's huge. I mean, it's growing a lot more. I mean, look at this little one. This is about what happens in the come on, focus. This is what happens in the clay, and that's what happens in the straw. I don't know. I guess my daughter planted one in the straw, and I didn't see it when we were doing it. And boy, it's taken off. It's probably going to be that's a regular onion, and it's growing pretty well. There's an onion right here in the ditch. Missed one. Anyways, that's my garden. This is not all of it. I got more. I expect some more videos on my goats. Obviously, I have no idea what I'm doing with my goats. I think I got them pretty squared away. They have a good pen. They have good food. They got minerals. When I got them, they were fat. All they eat is all these shrubs around here now, and they are doing very well. I got them some minerals again, and I think the minerals really helped them because my boy, he was losing hair. He was looking pretty bald, and pretty much all of his hair. As soon as I put those minerals down, he got them. Oh, and I forgot to mention my other orange plant. I can't remember which this one is. I think it's just oranges, but it's that one's liking it. It gets knocked over all the time because it's got that little base. But I'm gonna get a bigger old pot like that white one over there and plant these two in it. Or in individual ones, not together, but individual pots. So thanks a lot for watching. Give me some advice on what I could do better here. I know I got the tree here, big old tree. About what time is it? I don't even know. It's about 9:30. About 9:30, it'll come over this tree here, and it'll illuminate all this. My peaches, and my apple, I put them over there. They're pretty much out of the sun the whole time. But it gets real hot in here in Oklahoma, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if my garden's gonna scorch because of the heat when it finally does start to get hot. Again, this is May, so and we haven't had hail here, thank goodness. So, but yeah, give me a comment, give me some advice on some things I could do better here, or anything that you saw, and that'll help me out, and I can hopefully be a successful homesteader.